Hey, it's you! Come on in and join us!
We have the return of an icon today from Barrister and Mann.
It's a Halloween morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, y'all, come on in. Happy Halloween. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, my mom was digging through her Halloween goodies and found some wonderful nostalgic things I wanted to share with you. So, if you trick-or-treated in the early 1990s, McDonald's hooked you up. These are what we got to trick-or-treat with, and they are super fun to see as an adult. Look at how cool these are. Inside, the little cap comes off, and that's where you put the candy, and you get to hide it back and lock it in.
Are these cookie cutters they gave you too?
I forgot about those!
Every nook and cranny of these is creative. We don't have toys like this anymore. Have you seen the crap that falls out of a Cracker Jack box nowadays? Still smells like Charleston Chew. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is Fougere Gothique from Barrister and Mann. Let's meet it!
All right, y'all, from the sales page at barristerandmann.com.
An eerily smooth, smoky fougere with a distinctly ashy character and the dark cast of some ancient atrocity. Timelessly elegant and refined, Fougere Gothique is a fragrance for someone accustomed to the fruits of all-encompassing power. This rich elemental scent features notes of black ashes, bergamot, lavender, cedar, sandalwood, geranium, leather, tuberose, burning wood, mushroom, oak moss, tonka bean, vetiver, musk, and balsam fir absolute.
Black ashes, burning wood, Fougere. As the son of a funeral director, it's like he got my letters. Why don't we take this one out of the box? This is how they come, y'all, from Barrister and Mann. Let's see what's hiding in here. There it is. Ooh, look at the red label and the little devils dancing around on the front, y'all. And it looks like we might have a no. That's okay. Will wrote to me on Facebook this morning. Sesame Lane, Leviathan. Y'all, mysteries and wonders coming from Will. And look at the pattern inside the red. It almost looks like a shining carpet.
It totally does. Ooh, it is time for a devilish first impression.
Aw, this always makes me happy when I see there is a plastic barrier on your soap so you can make sure yours is the first schnoz ever dug into this tub. And I'm about to have my first
gonna make you,
impression.
that's
Is
good.
that okay? I think this
Please.
is going to whisk me away to days of Halloween at the funeral home growing up. All right, here we go. Oh, y'all. This is an exploration of that Barrister and Mann mystique, one of those amazing bases that Will occasionally uses in some of his soaps. And some of those characters are being brought out in brand new ways inside of this. And there's a whole nother edge that is giving me sort of a burnt sense, but it's more burnt and ashy florals than it is woods. Then there's something clean at the very bottom. Y'all, Will is one of the most amazing perfumers in this game. He perfumes from raw materials from the ground up, and these are like nothing else out there. Hold on. Oh, it just makes me smile because it's like they're scent notes we know, but they're put together with such mystery. The intensity on this one's been turned all the way up. This one's been turned all the way down. The color on this one's been changed. The tint and temperature on this one is different. I mean, I guess it's a Fougere, but I'm not getting anything like earthy or oak mossy that I normally get in Fougeres. This is a cold midnight. This is something different. All right, y'all. The doorman is a lurch-esque character that's going to welcome you in through those black ashes, through that charred wood. That's the filter through which the rest of these are experienced. But then it's almost like you're putting on super spooky Halloween glasses to look at the conservatory of flowers. Well, isn't that interesting? Because isn't that the idea of what something Gothic does? It takes something beautiful, traditional, perfect, and gives it a cast of spookiness, gives it a cast of age, a cast of midnight. That's how we're looking at the other scent notes in this. And that's the beginning. Well, the first thing the filter focuses on are the florals, beautiful and perfect and blooming, except the filter has put them at midnight. The filter has turned them purple. The filter has given them a charred edge. They're still beautiful, but something's happened to them.
It almost sounds like Dracula's lair or something.
Right.
You know?
And then under that, it goes into the earthiness. So I'm thinking that scene in Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula where you're in the basement and there's literal soil under your feet and those three ladies. Well, never mind. But that's where it goes next. The next place that filter takes you is the ground, is the earthiness, is the oak moss. And for me, y'all, you know I have a tentative relationship with oak moss. It has to be used in a very specific way, but that Barrister and Mann mystique has a way of using it to strum my pain with its fingers. They have totally fixed oak moss for me at Barrister and Mann, and the way they use it is absolutely diabolical. It's half of what's giving this its mystery, but I don't even really sense it in here because somehow the burnt charredness has had its way with the oak moss.
So I think our audience is wondering, does this have anything similar to it of hollows?
Yes. Yes. That fabulous Barrister and Mann mystique, those few set notes in the base that I think is Will's olfactory fingerprint. I think it's the way he signs his paintings. It's subtle in hollows. It's a little bit more played with here.
Okay.
But yeah, they're both there. And then I think the last stop is like the sandalwood and leather. And here's the thing. Those smell almost the same. The sandalwood's taking on some leathery qualities. The leather is taking on some sandalwoody qualities, almost a suediness. But again, when you put them through that filter of those charred woods and those black ashes, they become amazing. The sandalwood's given even more spice. It's not a smooth sandalwood sense in here. It's a spicy one. Y'all, mysteries, wonders, and delights going on in this little fire party. My brain just is continually finding all of the beautiful things in here and then suddenly realizing it's seeing it through that filter. So I'm getting like wave after wave of, oh.
That's funny. I was going to ask on a spectrum, like how light or how dark this goes, but it kind of seems like it's kind of bouncing around.
That's the amazing thing. It's super light and super dark at the same time, and there ain't nothing in the middle. That's why I think you have to be viewing each one from the other, from like a really super long table, like in Coming to America.
Isn't there an angel version of this scent too? There's Angelique something. We'll have to investigate, but I think there is another polar opposite to this scent from the Barrister and Mann line.
And y'all, I don't get actual funeral home scents from this the way I do from Deserology.
Right.
But this is the Ed Wood, Bela Lugosi, old Hollywood smell of Halloween. This is not Elvira, y'all. This is Vampira. Okay. Yeah, this is the original Broadway production of Dracula, Bela Lugosi. Okay. That's what this is. All right. Take this in. I'm ready for you to join me on this spooky train ride.
I don't know what I can say that you haven't, but let's see.
Oh, man. Words will come easy on this one, I think. It is incredible and deep and wide.
Here's the pour for those who like to see. Diving in.
It's my favorite base in the wet shaving world. That's right. I said it.
Oh, wow. I don't know. This is hard to put into words. Holy moly. I just want to keep whiffing, but it smells like I'm in someone's super expensive lair somehow. Like I almost get like red velvets and all of the very fancy material. Like I wouldn't even want to touch it. You know?
No, she's right. It's not as barren as the Dracula castle I was painting a picture of. There are definitely gorgeous tapestries all over.
For sure.
Candles, that, you know.
It's well kept. Like there aren't spider webs on the wall. Like somehow it is that old and that much time has come through, but that quality and the specific sense that I feel like you'd get in somewhere walking like a little time warp into what that castle would look like, somehow that's coming through. It's not as grungy, I guess, maybe as I was thinking.
No, not at all.
Wow, you're right. I cannot pull apart the deeper, darker depths of this scent from the prettier florally sides, like where I think the ashiness would take over. It rounds out the corner. And then I think it's the tuberose next to it. Like somehow it makes it pretty.
And usually when you see things like ashes or charred wood, they're there to give your nose a little edge, a little squinchiness for something more beautiful to sit on. But for me, when I smell those black ashes and that charred wood in here, I would have been happy just with those. Those are so interesting and spicy and deep. My nose loves every single thing about this.
When I was reading the list, I was noticing that there were florals kind of mixed in there, but it'd be next to something darker. And now I see the strategy. Like, it makes those two scent notes almost harder to pull apart. Like, it becomes something else. So where you're saying ashes or the tuberose or the lavender, something, I can't even pull apart exactly which scent is doing what in the magic potion here, but they're helping round out the edges in a way that is a super fun to get to know the darker sides of perfumery.
Right.
Like, I just from reading that list earlier, I thought this was going to be like a super deep, almost like a bitter dark chocolate or a bitter coffee.
Yes, right.
But it's not that at all.
Other direction. They went floral and dark instead.
Yeah.
And almost 10 years before they opened the Haunted Mansion, because Walt Disney died, everything got put on hold, they created this. It's a record album. A narrative of the story of the Haunted Mansion using the entire soundtrack, which they had already recorded, and they got an unknown actor, well, reasonably unknown at the time, named Ron Howard, to play the guy in the story, and it walks you through the entire Haunted Mansion. Well, when I was about 8 years old and I got that record, this is kind of what my nose hoped it would smell like. Even when you go on the ride today and you go through the ballroom and you see those decaying flower arrangements around the table, that's what this makes me think of.
But take the decay out. Like, somehow to me, it's
Right,
the present
yes.
time of that version of the haunted house.
Right. It's the ashes that give my nose that little twist
Just
of
a
age,
little.
not dust or anything like that.
Right. It's not that there's actually decrepit or like falling apart.
No.
That's a different scent.
It's the opposite. It's the elegant part of it. Nothing's decrepit. That's kind of how Dracula is defined. I think that's why my nose went vampire, not werewolf.
But I think if I had to pick, like, that's where the Hollows jumps into that turf. It goes more into that side. This is almost finding the beauty in the dark, in the deep sides in a very fun way. Okay, let me see if I can even figure this scent notes out here. I'm just enjoying the scent. I really would wear this way more than I thought I would have from reading those scent notes. So I love that when you read something and you have it in your mind, then you actually get your noses on it and something completely different. I almost feel like the woods are the last thing I'm even picking up during my whiff. They're definitely there because it's taking me more to a place, a location. I'm not getting masculine, feminine from this. There are darker and prettier sides to the scent, but I don't think it necessarily pulls one way or the other. It's really transporting me to a location, a time, and a place, an experience maybe, more than anything. And somehow the woods are just taking me to that actual building. But again, they're almost like woods that were shipped in from somewhere international. They're not something that I'd walk into someone's house necessarily on a day-to-day. Like, that's why I'm picturing like a castle or something that's been around for a super long time. And those woods, you can't just grab, you know, to build something nowadays. Like, it's a different type. It may be more mahoganies. Some side of those woods are almost like the fine wine version of a wood.
You know what I'm gonna say. I never drink. That was low-hanging fruit.
I'm still trying to figure out how to explain the ashes and the burning woods because they're done differently than when we normally use that term. It's not a cade. It's not the actual charcoaly ashes. Like, there's something in the middle that if you could round out almost like an incense when it burns, but it's not incense. It's the charcoal side of that.
Well, generally, it has a bitter or acrid note when you would read those, but these don't. That's the part that's been taken out. And the bitter or acrid part of those burnt things has been replaced with something subtly sweet and woody and floral. Can you imagine?
I'm getting that image of like when we talk about how you zip something up and it just clicks together, taking the lighter, prettier sides, the deeper, darker sides, and then the woods are somehow exactly what's helping them mesh. So with the woods weren't in there, I think the floral sides and the other deeper sides would kind of bounce off each other and you wouldn't get along. But those kind of just the burning woods, there's a little tweak to the normal woodsiness. That's where everything just clicks together. This could be an evening. This could be a morning scent. This could be a midday scent. This is like one of those ones when you talk about like you want to escape the day and put the cloak on and be somebody else or go somewhere else. I would use this.
I'm wearing this to the next funeral I have to go to 100%.
But I would almost wear this to church. Like, it still has something about it that I feel like is still crowd-pleasing.
And y'all come along with us. We are about to take a journey of discovery into these scent notes and build you what I think is the best lather in business. Come along. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at barristerandmann.com. We start with top notes of
black ashes, bergamot, lavender, and cedar. So it's interesting. If you take the black ashes out, That is actually a nice, almost barbershop-y kind of
That's what I was going to
vibe.
say. It's beautiful barbershop and then burn it to the ground. And then heart notes of a beautiful, spicy sandalwood up against geranium. I love that he's keeping the florals separate in this. Leather. Tuberose. Oh, there we go. The geranium and the tuberose are coming together. Talk about a floral from a funeral. Woo!
And then again, you got to add in burning wood.
Well, that's how my funeral's going to end. Cremation. Is it too soon?
Because I still want to put these together. Like, I see sandalwood and geranium and leather. Like, it rounds out the parts of the leather that sometimes can be too bossy.
Right.
The geranium pulls it in. Sandalwood, it's almost unidentifiable because of where it's sneaking into the leathery side. Like, it's changing the type of whiff.
And are we agreed that this leather is one of the most beautiful suedes ever? And then, hold on. Smell how that suede binds with the bergamot on top. That's how the opening notes are heading down into those mids. It's with the citrus.
Yeah. If you turned up any one of these scents, I think it would just totally take it askew. Like, it would throw everything off. So whatever the magic potion geometric version of how he put this together, nothing can change. This is the only way that I feel like this would all work.
But that's how you know a good scent. That's how you can tell after you've had a little experience that a scent is inspired, because it has a very precarious balance that your nose can sense. And the movement inside of that balance is what's fun. And then we got to have a talk about these base notes, because they start with something that I won't even eat on pizza, and yet I think I'm sensing it in here, and I'm kind of liking what it's doing. When have we ever seen mushroom?
I don't think we have. We have done it 650 episodes. If we have, I don't remember it. It must have been eons ago.
Is it portobello? Like, what are we talking about here?
Because we see pepper a lot, but then it's also not like a black pepper or a real vegetable pepper, but this could be any type of mushroom.
Guessing it may be one of those poisonous mushrooms that we see grow this time of year up in the cemetery, but only on certain graves, if you know what I mean. Well, it gives it an umami sense.
Kind of,
an earthy sense without having to go patchouli or tobacco or soil.
Because sometimes you even say, like, the balsamic side of something. It's kind of got a little bit of that vibe happening here.
Maybe half a berryness in there. And then oak moss, but it's being used in exactly the right way and in exactly the right form, because sometimes oak moss, being really earthy and squinchy to me, wants to stand in as something almost floral, and I'm like, you're not fooling me. So I love that its squinchy side is what's being brought forward in order for it to be squinchy at the bottom of this, and I think it's the only thing that is even remotely edgy in this smooth scent.
But I think the oak moss with the tonka bean in the middle, before you get to the vetiver, keeps it from getting too earthy.
Right, giving it half a sense of vanilla and half a sense of coumarin. Right, Will?
And this is a smooth musk. That word really does help balance this out. Smooth. There is, this whole thing just has like a classy smoothness to it.
Like a white musk, almost a cottony musk under the surface. Well, maybe the fabric of the casket. Right? And then balsam fir absolute. Because what cemetery doesn't have a bunch of trees in it?
So I know some people like to know what colors I get when I'm smelling something. So if I hadn't seen this color, I think I would have gotten a super deep purple or burgundy. Something about that. Like, it's just, it's not old that's making it that color, but it kind of has that intrigue. Like you said, that dark lens on top of things. But it still, to me, would have started at a prettier, brighter purple or red. And it's just a little deeper.
And this is our chiseled and hound brush from Season of the Witch last year from Barrister and Mann. And why is this your Barrister and Mann bowl that looks like sunshine itself? Why is this one of your favorites? What's this hidden feature it's got on?
I love when I get to set this near the tub and I can rest a brush onto the side so it doesn't spin off and flop into the water, and then you can't use it because there's too much water. It's a whole thing. So I've loved having this little balancing point here.
All right, y'all. You are about to see what I have recently proclaimed, now that I am no longer a newbie, but more of an intermediate shaver, as my favorite base in the wet shaving world. The way it sets up, the way it protects, the way it feels, the way it functions. Again, it's not that it puts the rest to shame. Hear my face. But y'all, when I don't need to think about it and get a BBS right out of the box, I reach for B&M.
Didn't you use their base for your wedding shave?
I did! I wouldn't even put this in the Fougere lane. I know that it is.
Right.
But y'all, in the Venn diagram, it doesn't have enough ferniness. For me, it's more floral. But I totally get why it's a fougere.
But it's interesting because I think I said this on our last fougere that we just had, I think, from Ariana and Evans, that it gives me that visual of the velvety-like thing where you could go one direction and then it flips and you go the velvet the other way and it's a darker color. That's happening with this.
And y'all, we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, but we realize you might like to see how this lather coats and covers the face. Oh, it's beautifully cool, thick, protective. And there we go, a little bit there. Beautiful. Ooh, love this. Do you get the Barrister and Mann mystique that's in mere wood?
Yes, but again, it's blended so well, I honestly would think it was intentionally part of the whiff happening here.
I think if this has a bookend that it could be partners with in the B&M line, it's mere wood.
Which is funny, because I really thought when we got this, it'd be a little closer to the Hollows side. Just because it's released kind of in that similar time zone.
Right.
But no, you're right.
I think where mere wood goes berry, this goes floral, but they're very similar in their composition.
This is the haunted castle on the hill next to Muirwood.
This is why I married her, folks. All right, y'all, we're going to take this even farther into the Bohemian Grove and go a little bit deeper. Come along. Well, if you want a little look behind the scenes of growing up as a funeral director's kid, you know why I love this soap. Death itself isn't pretty. When Mama died, nothing about that was pleasant. Nothing about that was presentational. Nothing about that made it easier to say goodbye. But when my dad had to decide on a career, he chose the funeral industry, where you're going to take one of the most awful, ugly parts of life and give it beauty and give it meaning, give it class, give it florals, give it artwork, give it music, give it an appropriate way to say goodbye. And I think what's cool about this is this encapsulates for me every scent of that world, every scent of taking something spooky and dark and bringing it into the light and making it beautiful. Yes, there's a dead body in the room, but there's drinking, there's music, there's laughter. For me, that's what this soap encapsulates. I kind of hope I might have this on when it's my turn. And y'all, back in our early days, Will included a sample of Fougere Gothique, the EDP, in our box. And I think it's time that it saw the light of day. Are you ready to experience this?
I am.
Or would you like it? Okay, here we go. Ready?
Oh, there it goes.
Okay, I'm going to put it up here. Ooh. Oh, the tang! The tang of the woods. The mystique. The ash. The florals are a bit more present. This is a different scent. Has this been rebalanced?
I don't know. I think it's almost given me the image that I'm now out in the woods. Like,
Right.
much more of the tree action is coming through in a more like alive way.
I'm getting almost the sense of like a super traditional gourmand. I know, I said it, but like the super early gourmand accords that started with patchouli, like kind of just a mouth-watering sort of sense. The way these florals are swirling around is giving me a spooky springtime. I'm not really nailed down to the fall in this.
There's something. Okay, the ashy part is a little prettier. It's less dried, if that makes sense. And it might be the mushroom side. I know you don't like your gourmandy mushrooms, but there's something real about this scent, and I think the florals are having a moment that they didn't get in the shave soap.
I just don't like being wrong about mushrooms.
Does it smell different on me? Because we always do. Because the florals kind of might be a little different.
A bit of anise, something candy-ish.
She likes it too.
Almost powdery. Wow.
Okay, somehow this got a little more off kilter, but a little more attractive. Is that possible?
Well, and the click, 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 click part came together even tighter in this. I would have a harder time pulling apart the scent notes in the EDP, but the magical factor just rocketed through the ceiling. And I don't know if you're on board with this, because we have not had a meeting about this yet.
Okay.
But I think we would be absolutely remiss to not include Fougere Gothique into our 2025 Barbershop Duet Masterpiece Collection. The first Halloween entrant into this list, y'all. And it is absolutely deserved. Will, what a fabulous creation this is.
It's one of those scents I need to spend more time with consistently and just get to know it. Like, I don't have anything in my memory banks that's close to this enough to be like, I know this scent. There's something comforting and familiar, but still a little spooky and off kilter in the best, like, most charming way possible.
And we read on the sales page, this lasts 8 to 10 hours. Y'all, you rarely see me put on an EDP on the show, but I am so ready to have this on for the next 8 to 10 hours. What a gorgeous little charmer this is.
It's nice because I think on you, the darker sides are going to have a little more as the dry down happens. And on me, the lighter sides are going to. So I'm actually curious to check back in like 4 hours and see how it's weighing in on both of us.
Oh, it just keeps changing and swirling around.
I'm getting like a really deep syrupy color, like a super thick something, like almost like a maple syrup, but it's a burgundy dark color.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Bela Lugosi getting ready to depart on his very last bus and truck tour of Dracula. He's going to have recently gone through a separation where his wife left him. All he's got are his dogs, and there's not much to look forward to. The future's not looking exactly bright. But when God closes a door, he opens a window, because as soon as you head down to the bus stop to make your way home, you're going to run into Ed Wood and get your own. So head over to barristerandmann.com to find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Fougere Gothique, and let's get this out of the way first. I said this recently, it's taken almost 3 years for me to come to this conclusion, but I have proclaimed Barrister and Mann to be my favorite base in all of the wet shaving world. It's amazing. It's incredible. It works itself, and the level of luxury you feel from this shave is absolutely evident. But y'all, the scent, very rarely does my nose take something in and know instantly that it is, well, iconic. And this one hit every single one of those markers for me. Beautiful, floral, mysterious, masculine, deep, wide, beautiful, and making me curious about what Fougere Angelique has in store. Thank you, Will, for this happy birthday today, and we're excited for our next one. Welcome to Messages.
So for our October giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Happy Chap Shave.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first November episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I'm so happy to have this. There are certain nights where I'm craving something just like this. I'll grab Muir Woods, I'll grab Maryland. But y'all, this is that bullseye on those spooky dark nights, because I'm a really late night shaver that I am jonesing for.
Okay, yeah, this is something that I will reach for when I'm in a weird mood and I just can't find anything else that will click. I feel like this is the one we needed. Wow, it's fun to go from the shave soap version back to the EDP version. I almost feel like we might need to get a balm or a splash to have that in-between one to get the full experience, because these are such new ways of using scent notes that I want to spend more time getting to know them. Thank you for spending whatever time it took to come up with this scent, Will. I feel like this was a labor of love, and we are definitely appreciating it.
And y'all, just to illustrate the width and breadth of what they're doing at Barrister and Mann, our next box contains Leviathan and Sunny Lane, an homage to Sesame Street. Are you kidding me? And that's what I love about Will's imagination. Y'all, I have had Will as my dungeon master. The creativity that Mr. Carius uses in those games, including all of the crazy voices and accents he does, are also present in the work that he does on these shaving soaps. And it's why we remain devotees. Thank you, Will and Paula, for continuing to bring this level of excellence into our hobby.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You will smell better just watching this.
Hey.